Seats. Good evening and welcome to this meeting of the Rochester City Council. The meeting will come to order and the clerk will call the roll, please.
Councilmember Clifford. Here. Councilmember Conklin.
Here.
Councilmember Hague. Here. Councilmember McFadden.
Here.
Councilmember Ortiz. Here. Councilmember Patterson. Councilmember Spall. Here. Vice President Miller.
Here.
President Scott.
Here. Councilmember Patterson is at conference, so he won't be here this evening. I ask council to please rise for a moment of silence. Councilmember Conklin, please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'll now do the recognition ceremonies for service as a city representative on a board or commission. Would Barbara Jones please come to the podium? Every year, dozens of citizens donate their time and talent to the city serving on boards and commissions. The council and administration are, okay. The council and administration are grateful for the work that those who serve do and know how important it is. Tonight, we're presenting a plaque to an outgoing member of the Rochester Genesee Regional Transportation Authority Board, Ms. Barbara Jones. Barbara is a bus rider, and that's very important on the transportation board.
That's how I got here this evening, by bus.
She has served diligently for 10 years on the board, and we very much appreciate her service. We thank you, Barbara.
It's been my pleasure. Oh, it's been my pleasure, really. Really appreciate it. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Do you want me to speak? Sure. Oh, goodness. Wow. Well, good evening. I did not expect to speak. I'm just going to say that I am originally from New York City, and so I truly believe in public transportation. I was born and raised on public transportation. I did not learn to drive until I was in my mid-30s. And so I know what it is to have to utilize public transportation. And here in Rochester, I've actually been using public transportation for probably the last 15 years. And I'm just very pleased to have been able to represent not only the city of Rochester as a commissioner, but also my fellow citizens who ride the bus. I see many people time and time again. We recognize how important public transportation is to the city and to us as bus riders. And I think I'm most proud of the fact that the Transportation Authority has begun to look at new ways in which it can, in fact, serve those individuals, those residents of the city that must depend upon public transportation. So that's what I'm most proud of. But really very proud to have represented the city as well as its residents. Thank you, City Council, for nominating me.
Joe Lightfoot come to the podium, please, along with Councilmember McFadden and Chief Schreiber. There's there.
Firefighter Will Lightfoot joined the Rochester Fire Department on September 8, 1997. He had already shown a dedication to his community through his prior service in the U.S. Air Force and Greater Rochester International Airport Fire Department. During his career with the RFD, Firefighter Lightfoot continued to serve both inside and outside of the department. Within the RFD, he was a diversity facilitator and worked in community outreach and on the 2011 recruitment drive. Outside of RFD, he started the Cut the Violence program and served as an ordained elder at the Church of God by Faith. We have no doubt that Firefighter Lightfoot will continue to dedicate his time and effort to the people of Rochester, including joining the esteemed City Council in January of 2018. But tonight, we thank him for his 20 years of outstanding professional service as a member of the Rochester Fire Department.
get a pen. All right, after 20 years. All right, nice. First of all, I give honor and praise to God. Without him, I wouldn't be able to do any of this. And I want to thank my lovely wife who, of course, put up with me through all the years of the military, the county, and the county legislature, as well as the city fire department, and now going into city council. So she's quite the woman to be able to put up with all that. I want to thank my esteemed colleagues, Madam President, all of the council members, the mayor, the fire chief. It's been an honor serving the people in the capacity of the Rochester Fire Department. Truly, I can remember a lot of calls, but the one that stands and still kind of sticks with me is High Street fire. I was there that night, and with the children and the mother, and it was a pretty intense situation. So the bravery of the men and women of the Rochester Fire Department just is extreme, to be considered as one of the biggest fraternities in the world with the fire department as a whole. To be a member of that is humbling, and I'm just grateful, and I'm so glad to be able to reach this milestone and to move into another phase of service to this community on the city council. So God bless you and thank you.
Thank you for your service to the city and the citizens of Rochester.
So, Madam President, we have one of our other retirees that's here tonight. Unfortunately, I don't have a certificate, but we definitely will get him his certificate. But will Mark Fitzstevens please join me at the podium? So, Mark, we don't have your certificate because we don't want you to go. But we know that you have another journey that you have to go on, and we appreciate you for your service to our community. The landscape that you see in downtown Rochester and in many of our neighborhoods would not have been possible without Mark and his leadership and his commitment to the citizens of Rochester. Your hard work has been much appreciated. I've watched you, and I can't think of a more humble and more deserving person. I truly, truly appreciate your service to the citizens of Rochester, and I know that you're not going far, but we are always here for you, and we'll always be here for you. So thank you for your service, and we truly appreciate you.
Wow. What an incredible joy and pleasure to come to work every day for 30 years and 2 months and have really the privilege of working to make a difference. And because we are all here tonight to make the lives of the citizens of this city better and stronger and have a sturdier economic life and vitality to the city. And just what a joy and a pleasure and a privilege to make a difference as a member of a smart, dedicated team in neighborhood and business development, working with Commissioner Mohammed and Kate Washington, Director of Development. I've learned every day I would learn something on the job, and it's being able to make a difference, and from working on Midtown Plaza to College Town to the old Home Expo program. And we're all here because we're passionate and we're dedicated to excellence. And I want to thank my wife, Chris. Can you stand up, Chris? Putting up with me, Chris is a saint. Being with me every step of this journey and adventure, and I want to thank my kids, Maya and Liam, for being with me every day of their 22 and 26 years. And I want to thank Rick Rinsky and Anna Keller and Anna Silvatella. Well, I hate to say past tense, but we were an awesome team. So thank you.
Next, we have the approval of the minutes by Vice President Miller.
Thank you, Madam President. Resolved that the minutes of the regular meeting of October 17th, 2017 be approved as published in the official sheets of the proceedings.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Motion carries 9-0.
There's only 8 of us. There's only 8 of us. There's only 8 of us.
I'm sorry,
8-0.
8-0.
The following documents are hereby directed to be received and filed. The mayor submits the following: administrative cancellation or refund of erroneous taxes and charges, quarterly report, schedule of revenue and expenditures, report for the quarterly period ending September 30th, 2017. Quarterly report, first quarter grant administration report, quarterly report, professional service agreements less than or equal to $10,000. The council submits disclosure of interest forms from President Scott on introductory number 398 and introductory number 399, and Councilmember Hague on introductory number 401 and introductory number 405.
Thank you. It's time for the presentation and reference of petitions and any other communications. Are there any petitions?
Yes, Madam President. I have 62 signed letters in support of the Safe Street initiatives to lower the speed limit to 25.
Thank you. Are there any others?
President Scott, I have 2 petitions in opposition of Rochester Management Project in Cobb's Hill Village.
Thank you. Those petitions will be received on file. Now let's move on to the reports of standing committees and actions thereof. Councilmember Conklin, the Finance Committee report, please.
Thank you, President Scott. The Finance Committee recommends for adoption the following entitled legislation. Introductory number 386, authorizing a professional service agreement for the Employee Assistance Program. Introductory number 387, authorizing agreements for drug and alcohol testing. Introductory number 409, petitioning the New York State Superintendent of Financial Services to revoke the anti-arson application requirement. Introductory number 412, authorizing receipt of a grant and appropriations to fund renovations and upgrades at the Central and Monroe Branch Libraries. Introductory number 413, authorizing an agreement and funding for 2017 Step Jam. The Finance Committee recommends for consideration the following entitled legislation. Introductory number 388, amending City Charter Section 6-71.8 with respect to the Cold War veterans exemption from taxes. Introductory number 389, amending City Charter Section 6-71.9 with respect to exemption from taxes for persons with disabilities and limited income. Introductory number 414, amending City Charter Section 6-71.2 with respect to veterans' exemption from taxes. Respectfully submitted, Molly Clifford, Adam C. McFadden, Dana K. Miller, Loretta C. Scott, and myself, Carol A. Conklin.
Thank you, Councilmember Conklin. That report will be received, filed, and published, and we'll proceed with the vote. Introductory number 386, legislation for an agreement with Employee Network, Inc. for an employee assistance program. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 8-0. Introductory number 387, legislation for agreements with Energetics Corporation for drug and alcohol testing. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed, say nay.
Nay.
Motion carries 7-1. Introductory number 388, legislation amending the city charter with respect to Cold War veterans exemption from taxes. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 8-1. Introductory number 80, I'm sorry. Get all messed up this evening. Introductory number 389, legislation amending the city charter with respect to exemption from taxes for persons with disabilities and limited incomes. All in favor, please say aye.
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 All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 8-0. Introductory number 409, legislation petitioning the New York State Superintendent of Financial Services to revoke the anti-arson application requirement. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 8-0. Introductory number 412, legislation authorizing the receipt of a grant and appropriations to fund renovations and upgrades at the Central and Monroe Branch Libraries. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 8-0. Introductory number 413, legislation authorizing an agreement and funding for 2017 STEP Jam. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 8-0. Introductory number 414, legislation amending the city charter with respect to veterans' exemption from taxes. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 8-0. Vice President Miller, the Business and Economic Development Committee report, please.
Thank you, Madam President. The Business and Economic Development Committee recommends for adoption the following entitled legislation. Introductory number 390, authorizing loan agreement for the 103 Court Street redevelopment project as amended. The Business and Economic Development Committee recommends for consideration the following entitled legislation. Introductory number 391, authorizing an application and agreement for a grant under Round 5 of the Restore New York Communities Initiative. Introductory number 392, amending the zoning map for 50, 59, 70 Goodwill Street, 17 Woodside Street, and a portion of 1991 Lake Avenue. Introductory number 393, amending the zoning map for 25 May Street. This is respectfully submitted by Council Members Michael A. Patterson, Council Member Elaine M. Spall, Council President Loretta C. Scott, and myself, Council Vice President Dana K. Miller.
Thank you, Vice President Miller. That report will be received, filed, and published, and we'll proceed with the vote. Introductory number 390, as amended, legislation authorizing a loan agreement for the 103 Court Street redevelopment project. I'd ask the clerk to do a roll call on this vote.
Councilmember Clifford?
No.
Councilmember Conklin?
No.
Councilmember Hague?
No.
Councilmember McFadden?
Yes.
Councilmember Ortiz? Councilmember Patterson? Councilmember Spall?
Yes.
Vice President Miller?
Yes.
President Scott?
No. Motion fails the vote. What was the vote? What was the count? 3-5. 3 to 5. Okay. Motion fails 3 to 4. 3 to 5. My math is off. Introductory number 391, legislation authorizing an application and agreement for a grant under Round 5 of the Restore New York Communities Initiative. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 8-0. Introductory number 392, legislation amending the zoning map for 50, 59, 70 Goodwill Street, 17 Woodside Street, and a portion of 1991 Lake Avenue. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 8-0. Introductory number 393, legislation amending the zoning map for 25 May Street. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay.
Nay.
We can, you roll call, please.
Councilmember Clifford?
Nay.
Councilmember Conklin?
Yes.
Councilmember Hague?
No.
Councilmember McFadden?
Yes.
Councilmember Ortiz? Councilmember Patterson? Councilmember Spall? Vice President Miller?
Yes.
President Scott?
Yes. So motion passes. Is it 5-3?
5-3.
5-3. Okay. Councilmember Ortiz, the Neighborhood and Community Development Committee report, please.
The Neighborhood and Community Development Committee recommends for adoption the following entitled legislation. Introductory number 394, authorizing the sale of real estate. Introductory number 395, authorizing the acquisition of 21 Kensington Street. Introductory number 396, approving appointment to the Rochester Environmental Commission. Introductory number 397, appropriating funds for the Emergency Assistance Repair Program. Introductory number 398, authorizing appropriations of community development block grant funds and a mandatory agreement for the target housing rehabilitation and window replacement programs. Introductory 399, appropriating funds and authorizing agreements for the owner-occupant rehabilitation program. Introductory number 400, authorizing an agreement and appropriating funds for the 2018 Rochester Citywide Housing Market Study. And introductory number 410, authorizing agreements and appropriating funds for the Emergency Solutions Grant Program. This report is respectfully submitted by Council Members Molly Clifford, Carolee A. Conklin, Vice President Dana K. Miller, President Loretta C. Scott, and myself, Jacqueline Ortiz.
Thank you, Councilmember Ortiz. That report will be received, filed, and published, and we'll proceed with the vote. Introductory number 394, legislation for the sale of 13 properties. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 8-0. Introductory number 395, legislation authorizing the acquisition of 21 Kensington Street. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 8-0. Introductory number 396, legislation approving appointment to the Rochester Environmental Commission. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 8-0. Introductory number 397, legislation appropriating funds for the Emergency Assistance Repair Program. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 8-0. Introductory number 398, legislation authorizing appropriations of community development block grants, funds, and an amendatory agreement for the Target Housing Rehabilitation Program. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 8-0. Introductory number 399, legislation appropriating funds for owner-occupant rehabilitation program. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 8-0. Introductory number 400, legislation authorizing an agreement and appropriating funds for the 2018 Rochester Citywide Housing Market Study. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 8-0. Introductory number 410, legislation authorizing agreements and appropriating funds for the Emergency Solutions Grant Program. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 8-0. Councilmember Hague, the Parks and Public Works Committee report, please.
Thank you, President Scott. The Parks and Public Works Committee recommends for adoption the following entitled legislation. Introductory number 402, authorizing agreements and appropriating funds for the Main Streetscape and Pedestrian Wayfinding Phase 2 project. Introductory number 403, authorizing an agreement with the Northeast Area Development, Inc. Introductory number 404, authorizing an amendatory agreement with the Village of Lima and the Town of Lima, Water District 2, and amending the municipal code with respect to wholesale water rates. The Parks and Public Works Committee recommends for consideration the following entitled legislation. Introductory number 401, authorizing an official map amendments related to the Elmwood Avenue College Town Cycle Track project. This report is respectfully submitted by Council members Michael A. Patterson, Elaine M. Spall, Council Vice President Dana K. Miller, Council President Loretta C. Scott, and myself, Council Member Matt Hague.
Thank you, Councilmember Hague. That report will be received, filed, and published, and we'll proceed with the vote. Introductory number 401, legislation authorizing official map amendments related to the Elmwood Avenue College Town Cycle Track project. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 8-0. Introductory number 402, legislation authorizing agreements and appropriating funds for the Main Street Streetscape and Pedestrian Wayfinding Phase 2 project. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 8-0. Introductory number 403, legislation authorizing an agreement with Northeast Area Development, Inc. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 8-0. Introductory number 404, legislation authorizing an amendatory agreement with the Village of Lima and Town of Lima Water District 2 and amending the municipal code with respect to wholesale water rates. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 8-0. Councilmember McFadden, the Public Safety, Youth, and Recreation Committee report, please.
Madam President, members of the council, the Public Safety, Youth, and Recreation Committee recommends for adoption the following entitled legislation. Introductory item number 384, authorizing an agreement with the Rochester City School District related to school resource officers. Introductory item number 405, authorizing agreements and funding for the comprehensive adolescent pregnancy prevention program. Introductory item number 406, authorizing agreement and funding for the motor vehicle theft insurance fraud prevention program. Introductory item number 407, authorizing a professional services agreement for pre-employment psychological testing. Introductory item number 408, authorizing agreement with the County of Monroe for the grant for improving the criminal justice response to sexual assault, domestic violence, dating violence, and stalking. And introductory item number 411, authorizing agreement for text to 911 services for the Emergency Communications Department. This report was respectfully submitted by Councilmember Molly Clifford, Councilmember Matt Haig, Council Vice President Dana Miller, Council President Loretta Scott, and myself, Councilmember Adam McFadden.
Thank you, Councilmember McFadden. That report will be received, filed, and published, and we'll proceed with the vote. Introductory number 384, legislation authorizing an agreement with the Rochester City School District related to the school resource officers. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 8-0. Introductory number 405, legislation authorizing agreements and funding for the comprehensive adolescent pregnancy prevention program. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 8-0. Introductory number 406, legislation authorizing an agreement and funding for the motor vehicle theft and insurance fraud prevention program. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 8-0. Introductory number 407, legislation authorizing a professional services agreement for pre-employment psychological testing. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 8-0. Introductory number 408, legislation authorizing an agreement with the County of Monroe for the grant for improving the criminal justice response to sexual assault, domestic violence, dating violence, and stalking. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 8-0. Introduction number 411, legislation authorizing an agreement for text to 911 services for the Emergency Communications Department. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 8-0. Is there any miscellaneous business to come before City Council this evening?
Madam Chair?
Yes.
Today I received 3 messages, 1 text, 1 cell, and 1 on my landline, all from the fire marshal urging me to get a smoke detector. If I needed one, I could have it for free. If I needed help, I would call the fire department. They'd be glad to help me. What a great service. Thank you, Chief.
Yeah. Well, since there is no additional business, this meeting is adjourned.
I think we were all waiting for you for a butt to that.
Once in a while.